Okay. Is it working now, guys? Throw it on a post in the Twitch chat if I've managed to get this to work. This is the round of 16 game. Let's turn off that right now. There's a pause. That's very effective, actually. Aha, here it is. But the voice volume is off. Why am I still hearing Rumble make a bunch of noise? How do I turn that off? I can't move that. Pause is the new meta. Timestamp. Normally I put up the overlay for this, but I can't tab out of this, otherwise it'll make my screen freak out. But looks like there's just been a little bit of an error, and we'll figure out what's going on in just a moment here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 54. It's been 54 weeks of Dominion. This is the round of 16 game. This is going to be Amputease, which you see here on the screen. And on the right-hand side of the map is going to be Team Solobot. Amputease's team consisting of Hammerhand playing as Jarvan IV, Science playing as Rumble, Azizo playing as Taric, Metal Fenrir playing as Elise, Dual Power playing as Garen. And over on Team Solobot's team, we're going to have... I can't read that on the screen. We're going to have Paintballa playing as Ryze, Black Dilo playing as Pantheon, Sarahi playing as Vi, Noob V3 playing as Diana, and I can't read Syndra's name on my TV screen. And right now the game is paused. There seems to have been a little bit of an error going on here. They're just waiting for, there we go, Black Dilo to reconnect, and we should be getting on with the game momentarily here. This is why we play in the tournament draft mode of the game. Whenever you play in the tournament, always make sure you make your games in tournament draft, because you need to have access to this very nifty pause feature right here. All our in-house games are played the same way. Tournament draft mode is the way to be. And for those of you who are in the Twitch chat watching the show right now, there is going to be an RP giveaway, $10 worth of RP. It's going to happen after this game, but before the next game starts. Right here, make sure you're following the Twitch channel, because you have to be following the channel, and you have to be logged into your Twitch account in the chat to be able to enter to win that. This is a free tournament, guys. It happens every single week right here. A big thank you to DominateDominion and Mobile Fire for helping make this tournament happen. It's free to enter. If you guys were going to play Dominion anyway, just come out here. It's free to play. Maybe get your game cast like what's going on right now. Play a little bit of competitive Dominion. That way when you get in arguments with people, you can be like, hey man, I play Dominion competitively. I know what I'm talking about. Why do I hear Rumble's emote sounds? There's a way to turn them off. If someone can tell me, I would like to know, because for some reason our players like to spam them constantly, and the stream can hear that, and I don't like it. J4, nobody likes to watch J4 walk. Let's watch Vi walk anyway. No, Vi's gonna go over there because she doesn't like. Let's watch Syndra float. Is this okay? Is this better? Check those little orb things. Both teams heading off up to the top of the map right now. Nothing out of the ordinary in the build. Looks like Ryze going for Catalyst first. Been quite a while since we've actually seen a Ryze in competition. That's kind of neat to see that again. Nice airborne there. J4 lands a lot of that, but there's really no one to follow up on the damage there, unfortunately. J4 was able to connect with that. Does have that crowd control, and there wasn't anyone on his team to be able to follow with that. A little bit of poke going on, but not a lot else there. So looks like Syndra coming around from the back. Ooh, nice stun. Clocks all four members of the enemy team right there. Fight breaks out. Dual Power. Looks like he might be the first. No, Black Dilo going to be the first one down, followed by Dual Power. Zizo getting low on health as well. Sarahi getting beaten up on. All the revives coming out from each team right now. Looks like Science and Paintball, excuse me. Ryze, but the triple kill right there. Going to get shut down before he's able to pick up that fourth one on Hammerhand. And Ionico there on Syndra, keeping Hammerhand from being able to capture on that point. At round 2 with the revives coming out here. Looks like J4 and Syndra still having a little bit of a disagreement up there. Syndra's still alive. Syndra and Jarvan having not used their revives yet, which which means if they die during this fight, they still have the potential to come back and keep things going a little bit longer right here. Rumble getting a little bit aggressive there. I don't know if I like that. Taking a lot of damage from Rise right there, but he seems to get out just barely okay, and that is largely because of that scrap shield. Now, Azizo going down, and is Ionico going to get dual power? Yes. Hanging out, being low on health, and still being effective. J4 having used that revive. Syndra not having had to use hers yet. She is still going to have that going into the later portions of this game. Now, Jarvan had used his revive, but unfortunately, he used that revive and was not able to make a play off of it. He's going to have that extra health going into the remainder of the game, which health is a great thing to have. You're going to go down, you're going to go for the gank on Noob V3 right there. Tries to line up for the airborne, does not connect, unfortunately. Throws down the Cataclysm. Are we going to see a Lunar Rush out? I don't think so. Looks like Pantheon coming down. They are able to kill off at least, but Diana dies in the exchange. Syndra coming down here as well, dragging one of her little orbs with her, looking to try and connect with Hammerhand. Nope, not going to be able to get there in time. Hammerhand's just going to J4 right on away through that wall there. Metal Fenrir is going to come back. Get smacked by Black Dilo, though. Take a little bit of damage right there. Catch him for a little bit of it. Looks like he's actually going to go for that. Repels on out of the Heartseeker Strike. Heartseeker Strike is a channeled ability. If you react quickly enough, you can interrupt it or dodge it, much the way that Metal Fenrir just did with that Repel. Up at the top end of the map, no one home. No one home at the top of the map. So, Amputease is going to take care of that. No problem. New V3 intercepting Rumble over here, who was able to get the drill neutral. They're going to have a discussion right here, facing the wrong way. Rumble was not able to get the damage from that fire, since it was not actually landing. But there we go, going to get the overheat damage from that, beating up on Diana a little bit. Looks like Diana is going to retreat. Doesn't want any more of what Rumble is putting down. Now Rise sticking his head out. Now Rise is going to be pretty durable this game if he does go for that tanky mana build, which means Rise sticking his head out in the bushes like that is not necessarily going to be a big deal. They're heading up to the top, standing out here, revealed, so the enemy team does know that they are there. And some pigs going off the middle of the map. Ooh, Hammerhand, I'm scared for you, man. That was a little close right there. You almost got eaten by that stun. Top of the map right here, Paintball and Sarahi. Top of the map. Bloodstone Taric over there, cleaning up some minions. Black Dilo, 3v2 up at the top. They only got a couple seconds to make a play before Rumble gets there, and they're not able to. Are we going to see that Equalizer get thrown down, or is he going to pocket it? We'll find out what happens here. Is able to connect the Storm Shield damage right there. Storm Shield, if you're able to pick it up, which I highly suggest you do. If the Storm Shield is in the middle of the map and you don't have an opportunity to make a play, pick that up for your team. You want to be able to secure that, because the extra damage that it gives is significant. Ooh, tagging Azizo right there. That does put that. The Equalizer comes out. J4 boxes them in, forced them to take more damage from Rumble's ultimate right there. Great play by J4. Throw down the AoE with Rumble. Lock them in so they can't escape from it. Now they're trying to chase down Paintballa here. Are they going to be able to do so? And it looks like, nope, that barely got him right there. Now Science and Ionico are having a little bit of a disagreement of sorts. Syndra doesn't have anything available to use right now. Everything is on cooldown right there. Science, well, Science is going to be good to go. This is just one spell away from disaster for the person. Yeah, throw that minion, Syndra. You throw that minion. You show it who's boss. Syndra can throw minions. Syndra can throw lots of things. She can throw Mal's Dog. She can throw Zyra Plant. She can throw Tibbers. She can throw Blue Buff in Summoner's Rift. She can throw all sorts of things. Syndra is the throws, man. It's pretty great.
Red team has captured the winner.
Rise the middle of the map right there. He sees where Taric is at. Nope. They both have gems, guys. Gem battle, middle of the map. Nope, not meant to be. Circling around from that side. There's the sweeper goes off, reveals that there's no one in those bushes right there. Hammerhand coming up from the bottom, gets caught for some damage. Rise delivering a good set of AoE right there with the ultimate. Able to put a lot of hurt off on the enemy team right there. They're going to get Jarvan and Garen down. Follow up with the Rumble kill as well. Azizo retreating. Taric is pretty durable. He's not going to be so easy to kill. And they are pushing him away from the center of the map. They wanted to drive him away from Pantheon so that Pantheon was going to be able to secure the Storm Shield for his team. And they're in a position where they can't really make a play because the res timers and Taric's ability to delay are very not in favor of them being able to do that. But they are going to stay on that side of the map and apply pressure. And we'll see how well they handle being pressured. And Zizo just hanging out right there. Now Syndra, if Syndra gets caught, this could be really bad because we got J4 and crew coming up here from the top. They're still in a position where they can retreat, and they are very wisely going to do that. They're going to get away from there. Vi circling around down by the speed shrine, seeing that all 4 people were revealed over here. Means that a little bit of engagement, actually. Tarek running away, getting caught and shut down by Vi right there, catching him, giving him the slam dunk into the ground. Dual power down there.
Blue team's Nexus is at 75% health.
And a little bit of a stall right now. And in this situation here, there's not a lot of action going on, as you guys can probably tell. But what's very important to note is that the team, the red team, a little bit of engagement. Hold that thought for a moment here. Rise getting chased away. Syndra getting beaten down right there. Rise able to pick up that kill on Rumble, and Rumble is one of the highest damage dealers on their team. Dual power now getting beat up by Vi. Rise picking up that kill right there, and now Azizo having to defend the tower by himself. What I was saying a moment ago, though, is that while there was not a lot of action, we saw a lot of the team hanging out here in this side of the map, this region over by the Speed Shrine, staying active on the map, staying in the jungle, so the enemy team had no idea where they were at. Amputease did not know where Team Solobot was at. They just had an idea of where, and they kept that pressure there to make plays like this one, where they were able to apply pressure and keep them from being able to leave that tower to try and get the windmill. Pantheon coming in right there, able to help them make that play. The minions dying off too early to be able to be MVP minions that capture that tower. And Rumble desperately trying to keep people interrupted and make sure they can't connect, but just does not have enough rockets in that quiver, does not have that folding fin launcher on those little wings, so he isn't able to put it down the way he wants to. Hammerhand and Black Dilo having a disagreement, and with Rise being able to hang back like that, things don't look good for J4. Oh, able to dash out, still get stunned. Is Hammerhand going to be able to escape? We will see. No. Syndra says go back to the tower. Someone time out arrows, please. I can't do it because I'm casting. Syndra down here in the bottom lane. Metal Fenrir got the health going on just a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know if he's quite in danger of getting killed or not by Noob V3. We will find out if there is an engagement down there. Every time I go down and look at bot lane, nothing's going on. But every time I'm up here at the top, something happens there. They don't catch it. Garen escaping there, moving away.
Blue team has captured the refinery.
And now, it's the map position starting to improve for Amputease, getting active in the jungle right here. Enemy team has no idea where they're at. J4 going for the Storm Shield here. Is anyone going to try and contest it? We're going to see Rise go in, maybe? Maybe? Ooh. J4 maintain that click. Could have backed off and avoided that damage, but since the Storm Shield did pop before Rise was able to deliver that overload, that damage was mitigated by the extra health that the Storm Shield provides. Now down in the bottom, looks like Metal Fenrir was not quite able to withstand that damage, but thankfully Garen was able to down there and throw down the executive bailout and save Elise from certain destruction right there. Middle of the map, Hammerhand getting caught by Vi and Rise, and that's a pretty rough place to be because Rise does have that rune prison. So maybe getting range to throw that down again. Yes! Is able to connect. He does get the dash off beforehand, but gets rooted immediately at the end of it. And they are able to take him down now, coming down the bottom here. Looks like Syndra and Rise are going to try and bail this tower out from Garen, but up at the top end of the map, Black Dilo trying to pull down the solo defense at the top. Has to deal with Rumble, however. Vi able to catch up and put down the hurt, and they are able to finish off Rumble before Pantheon dies. Pantheon gets another full round of abilities off before he is finally defeated, and that extra damage helps Vi get him down even quicker, which means Azizo did not buy as much time as he wanted to. Go, little blue minion! Little blue minion, you can do it! Come on, little guy! You've got her! You can... No! Blue minion! Blue minion! Why? Oh, God! Rip in peace, blue minion. Pantheon and Garen have a little bit of discussion on that side of the map. Garen getting kind of chased away there. Up at the top, Rumble, J4, and Tarek versus Vi. That's a 3-on-1, and things don't look so good for her. She is wisely going to dive straight through and interrupt Rumble so the tower does not get neutral. Black Dilo's Pantheon coming in with the Grand Skyfall right there, and Vi with the great delay. Instead of picking the fight with Rise, diving straight in for Rumble to keep the tower from getting neutral. But now there's no one to get in range to be able to interrupt Rumble from getting the neutral off on the tower. The arrival of the other teammate there made it so that would not happen. Syndra up at the top now. Now they want to keep this neutral. They have lost the tower, but that's okay. The timer is stopped at two towers, because there's no Nexus health damage being incurred by either team right now. So neutral tower is okay because the clock is effectively stopped there. Up at the top, Rumble gets killed, so does Tarek, and now it's a 4-on-1 the opposite direction. J4, see him turn around in the middle of the map there. He knows he's got nothing on that 1v4, so he's going to have to swing down to the lower half of the map, and it looks like he is going to go for a gate down there against Diana. Hey man, Blue Minion, he tried so hard. He's such a good little guy. Metal Defender pushing the wave up at the point here. Hammerhand, goes for the airborne, is able to get, connects with the Cataclysm though, and Diana looking to maybe escape out. Nope, not able to do so, unfortunately. There goes Syndra throwing down a little bit more damage. Looks like she threw the spider right there. That was kind of cool. And now chased away J4. J4 gonna J4 through the wall, J4! J4 gonna make it to the speed shrine and might be able to escape just fine. No one able to connect over the wall. And it looks like he has enough of a lead that he is going to be able to get out of there. Up at the top, Rumble getting caught by a rune prison. Stun getting dropped off on Tarek right there. A little bit of a drive-by stun. Pantheon making sure to get the interrupt on the people that he needs in order to continue across to Rumble unscathed. Rise thinking about recalling, but decides that he didn't like that button that he pressed, so he went ahead and undid that. Zizio trying to escape. Vi keeping up with the dash. Brown Bruiser and Black Dilo engaging each other, keeping Pantheon away from being able to stun Tarek. Lots of pings going down the middle of the map. That ballsiest recall ever from Vi. Tarek was not going to have any of that.
Red team's
And, the stun right there on Paintballa, barely getting out of that. Diving for him real hard. They are able to clean him up. Garen with a little lawnmower mode going on right there. And now Vi able to escape, but she needs to circle around back at the top to keep it from getting captured. Or they could just let it go and try and get it back leader. If it goes neutral, it's neutral. I don't know if they can get anyone there in time to interrupt that. J4 doing a pretty good job of zoning. Yes! Connected with the airborne and the slope, keeping Syndra from being able to keep the tower neutral by interrupting that cap. Now she's just going to go up there and she's just going to kind of force them to stay in this upper area here. So they are weakened right now. You notice that all the health on Amputease's team has started to get lower than it was at the beginning of this fight. And by staying up here, Syndra is keeping them from recalling and being able to come back at full health. Which means when Rise and Pantheon get here, Pantheon coming in right now with the Grand Skyfall at full health. But I'm scared for you, Pantheon. There's 4 people here, and Garen has a silence. And you get a free trip back to the summoner platform. I feel like it would have been better if he had waited and gone in with Rise, so they would have had access to the Rune Prison there as well, but it was not meant to be, unfortunately. It was a good play, though, by Syndra, making sure to apply the pressure to keep them from retreating so that they could be at low health instead of having a full health versus full health engagement. Now, Rise, but not... He doesn't have any opportunity to make a play up top by himself. At least, maybe he's not aware that he does. So he's hanging around for his teammates right now. Seeing some pings go off in the middle of the map. Now, Rise has secured the Storm Shield for his team. We don't know if they're going to secure theirs yet. Amputease looks like Garen is going to go for that Storm Shield now. Tarek is up at the top to defend. They've got 4 people heading up there. Rumble routed around down the lower part of the map, so he is going to be late to this party. If they push this very quickly here, then they might have an opportunity to get some quick kills in or a quick neutral before the rest of the team is able to catch up. Pantheon being pursued by the 2 members of Amputease. There goes the Equalizer right there, using it to zone people away from the tower. Fight happens off of the point, so that Defender's advantage is nullified. Garen shutting down Syndra right there. And now Pantheon taking a beating up the top. That Rune Prison goes off. A little bit of damage from Rise right there. Rise still alive. You see that he's getting a little bit into that build there. Got that Warden's Mail, got that Glacial Shroud, got that Odin's Veil. Lots of health, lots of armor. Seeing how long that he was able to survive there and drag out that fight for his team. And now they're going to have an opening to take the windmill right there. Garen has used his revive. He will be back up at the top shortly, but he will not be there in enough time to stop it from going neutral. He will be able to keep it neutral, however, a little bit of a click on that tower right now, but those minions are going to really push the capture heavily in Solobot's favor. And we'll see if they are able to survive Garen up here to actually seal the deal on that. Or if they're going to die and Rumble's going to pick up the tower, no problem. Minions, can you do it? Red Caster Minion, yes! Red Caster Minion knows exactly what's going on, helping his team out right there, buying time for Pantheon to get there. They have that defender's advantage, that tower shot going off on Rumble, all that extra damage right there. All thanks to super helpful little Red Caster Minion. And Vi getting shut down by J4's Cataclysm right there. Azizo having to retreat from that. He knows that, well, you know what? This is a terrible position to be in. We can't engage under that tower. Our 2 biggest DPS characters are dead right now. We're not going to do this. And in the bottom lane, Noob V3 has managed to take down Elise and is now... He's got the tower. You can see that. It's right there. But this is important for a second reason, because it gives them access to the windmill buff. The windmill buff is going to be very helpful in any defenses or offensive plays that they make over the next few moments here. And Diana with that exhaust right there, you see her waiting it out. She got that stun. Is she going to be okay? No, she is not, unfortunately. But Pantheon coming down, the repel right on out of that. Are they going to be able to neutral this? Neutral? Oh, no. Defensive garrison right there, going to heal that tower on up, making sure that it has plenty of capture to go for. And now Rise just going to hang out down there at the bottom point. Vi defending up here, and Team Solobot is in a great position right now. They have the 4 capture points, which means this buys them a lot of time, and there is a pause, because something unfortunate must have happened. I can't see the in-game chat, because you know what? Sometimes inappropriate things get said in the chat, so that's why you can't see it. I'm going to take this time, while we're paused right now, to take a look at the map here. It takes about 10 to 12 seconds to capture a point. Now, with Rise down there defending that one, if he does stay down there, which I'm looking at him, he's got plenty of health and mana, he might hang out there for a little bit and try and ward off J4 and at least and buy some time. So you're looking at least taking maybe a half minute to get that point back down there in the bottom lane. And that's not good, because that's a half minute or so that they need for that, and then they need time to get the windmill back as well. So they really need to make these plays here, or they're going to lose this game. Now, Rise is able to get the interrupt off on Elise, but doesn't really get too close to J4 because he doesn't want to eat that airborne. J4 standing in a very good position right there to mitigate what Rise could do, so they are going to get that point back, which is good. Rise is going to go ahead and take that opportunity to recall back to the base. Pantheon, Vi, and Syndra falling back for Solobot. Pantheon going to go for the recall, going to try and get it while he can. No, he's going to go ahead and run up to the top end of the map. Now, that time was bought down there, keeping J4 and Elise busy. More importantly, keeping J4 busy, because J4 brings the CC to the top lane fight. If they can pull a neutral off on this tower, if they can win this fight, they are going to draw out the game a little bit longer. Garen with the silence right there, stun into silence. Rise can't do anything for a couple moments. And oh man, the ult from Garen, not effective enough to take him down. Lots of firepower needed to put Rise in his grave. Now, Azizio is going to actually escape, and he's going to go for a recall. No, he's not. He's going to go back. The equalizer gets thrown down. Very good equalizer right there. Azizio turns around, goes back into the fight, has that stun. He had plenty of mana, and it looks like they're going to split up. When you sweep the enemy team convincingly like that, break your team up. See, they're sending 2 people here to get the neutral off on this drill. They're sending 1 up to the top. And this is going to give them a big advantage. Much in the same way before I said having that bottom point was going to give them more time. This is going to give them more time. Rumble is, if he wants to, he can hang out over here and try and keep that delayed. No, they are going to use the time that it takes for them to get this back to try and pull off a recall to get back up to the top point at full health. And it looks like Syndra and Pantheon are going to wait around for the team. Now, they think that Amputease is in the jungle, but they're not. They don't know Amputease recalled because Amputease recalled out of sight. Don't let the enemy team know when you're recalling so they don't know where you're at. Oh, Azizo with a nice stun on Yannico right there, and the exhaust. Equalizer goes down again. Syndra gets obliterated very quickly. J4 catches up to the fight now. And this J4 going to be the tide turner here. Throws down the Cataclysm, boxes everyone in, and they have to get down Vi. Vi and Rise there are the thing that's standing between them and delaying this game. Now, J4 has a lot of health here. Is he going to be able to pull this off? We will see. He's getting kited around a little bit right now. Vi sticking to him like glue. And you see him retreating up to the tower right now because he wants to keep that defender's advantage. J4 is right on through that wall, and they're approaching him from either side. They have him pinched on both sides of the tower here. And tries to lash out at Rise, keep him away from the point. And the point is still owned right now by J4. J4 just has to delay long enough for his team to get here. Otherwise, this could be game ending. He does get caught there by the snare and is finally going to get taken down, but Azizo is able to arrive up here at the top point. His garrison, though, is not quite up yet, so they aren't going to be able to employ that in this fight. Saraha gets taken down by Garen, and they're starting to rout the enemy team away. Rumble breaking off to take care of the low health Rise and keep him from getting some sort of stealthy back cap thing going on right there. And looks like Rise is going to go ahead, and Rise is going to make a play for the refinery right now, but J4 is alive, so all Jarvan has to do is get there and just kick Rise away from that point. Rise sees that J4 is alive, and is going to go ahead and back up right there. And, oh, J4 looking for him. Nope, Rise looking like he's going to head down to the bottom lane. If Rise goes for a gank down there, that could be critically effective. There's the garrison. Azizo did manage to buy enough time for that cooldown to finish, and Garen able to take down Pantheon. They hold for now. But how long is that going to last for? The neutral down here at the bottom point. And if they let this bottom point go, that's going to be all she wrote. Equalizer gets thrown down right there. It does get the kill off on Rise. Now, neutral tower is okay, remember, ladies and gentlemen, because if it's two towers, that means your Nexus health is not going away. So a neutral is just fine. And it looks like they are going to get that point back. However, they had a lot of resources routed down towards this lower half of the map. See, Taric and... click the thing, J4. There you go. He's got the tower right now. Tarek going for the Boneyard right there, but Diana's alive, so he's going to return from that. He probably had his scoreboard open so he could see if she was alive or dead. Seeing that she was alive, turns around and goes back. They are in a pretty good situation up here. See if they can hold on to this point for a little bit longer. It's going to be a 4v4 fight up at the top. J4, Garen, that's a bad position to be in. Thankfully, he did have courage up when that went on, which mitigated a lot of the incoming damage. There goes the equalizer to try and zone them back a little bit, but it seems like it didn't catch as many people as it did. The damage from that being mitigated by people just not standing on it right now, and it looks like this might be all she wrote for Amputease, unless they can hold out a little bit longer. Azizio does have the ultimate up. Garen is still alive. Not anymore, though, unfortunately. Azizio gonna get taken down. J4 with the Cataclysm. That Cataclysm is gonna make sure a lot of turret damage gets delivered onto that. Syndra interrupting the turret shot momentarily there. Oh, the stun, though, keeping J4 back. And that is going to be all she wrote right there. They are going to get this tower up here just fine. And then all Sarahai needs to do is delay for a little bit against Rumble, and they can take home the game.
Red team has captured the win.
Just a few seconds more, and that's it. Because it takes about 10 seconds to capture a tower. They can't really win at this point, unfortunately. So the game is going to end in a moment here. Will Metal Fenrir die before the game ends? Repel happens. And yes, Metal Fenrir will die before the game ends. There is a little bit of a cap going off right there, but it's just not enough time, unfortunately. And Team Solobot actually going to take down Amputease in this game, and they are going to move on to the next round. And let's take a look at this post-game lobby screen thing here. Who wants to see that damage dealt? I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, damage dealt! Ah! Where is the damage dealt to champions? Bloop! Syndra. When you're approaching 50k, that's how you know you did a good job. Where are the brackets, man? I can tell you where the brackets are at, sir. They are going to be found right behind me here. Ta-da! These are the brackets. Let me go ahead and refresh this page so you can see exactly what's going on in it. There you go. There's your brackets, guys. Linked them, man. Look, I had them on the thing. I had them on the video. Now, if I understand this correctly, we're going to give away some RP here. I'm going to bring Feedski into the chat, and I'm going to cut to a commercial real quick. So we'll see you guys in just a moment.